Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Crochet for Baby. Thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this little jacket for little girls between 4.5 up to 6 years old. It's very easy to make. I made mine using a 5.5mm crochet hook with medium number 4 yarn. You can also make yours a bit smaller or bigger. Just remember that the sizes that I give you, they're not exact since not all children are the same size. Okay, so if you want to make it between 2 and 3 years old, just use a 4.5mm crochet hook with medium number 4 yarn. For a little girl between 3 and 4 years old, use a 5mm crochet hook with medium number 4 yarn. And for little girls between 6 and 8 years old, use a 6.5mm crochet hook with medium number 4 yarn. Remember that medium number 4 yarn is slightly thicker than baby yarn, so make sure to use the correct yarn. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started, and thank you for watching. Okay, to begin, I'll be using this 5.5mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this medium number 4 yarn. I'm using Red Heart Bunches of Hugs. This is a medium number 4 yarn in this color Lollipop, which is a pink color. Okay, so to begin, I have 62 chains. The stitch multiple is 4 plus 2. This chain here measures 18 inches, which is about 46 centimeters. Okay, so to begin, on the second chain from the hook, we're going to make a half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, and make a half double crochet. Half double crochet into the next chain, half double crochet into the next, and so on. For this first row, this is all we're going to do. 1 half double crochet on each chain. Continue like this. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this first row. I have a total of 61 half double crochets. Now for the second row, you're going to chain 2 and turn. These 2 chains never count as a stitch. Now in this row, we're going to make 3 double crochets, and into the next stitch 2 double crochets. Let me show you. Okay, double crochet on top of the first half double crochet, double crochet into the second, double crochet into the third. Okay, so we have our 3 double crochets, and into this next stitch we're going to make 2 double crochets into the same stitch. 1, 2. Now the repeat sequence for this second row is going to consist of making 3 double crochets and then 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Make 3 double crochets and then 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Continue like this all the way to the end. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. I finished making my last repeat sequence, and I still have these last 4 stitches here. At the end of every row, we're always going to be left with these 4 stitches, so make sure that all you do is just make 1 double crochet on each one. So at the end, we just work these 4 double crochets here for this second row. Okay, there it is. So now I have a total of 74 double crochets for this second row. Now for the third row, you're going to chain 2 and turn. In this row, what we're going to do is we're going to make 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the next 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So let me show you. On top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet. Remember that 2 chains never count as a stitch. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets, and into the next 2 double crochets into the same stitch. 1 and 2. Let me show you again. 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the next 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Okay, so continue like this with this repeat sequence of making 4 double crochets and into the next 2 double crochets into the same stitch all the way to the end. At the end of this third row, you should have a total of 88 double crochets. So continue like this. I'll meet you at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this third row. I finished this row again by making my last 4 double crochets. Remember that here at the end, we always finish each row with these last 4 double crochets. Now I have a total of 88 double crochets for this third row. Okay, so for the fourth row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. These 2 chains never count as a stitch. In this row, what we're going to do is we're going to make 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the next 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So beginning here on top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the next 2 double crochets into the same stitch. And this is your repeat sequence. So from here on, you're going to make 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into this next stitch 2 double crochets into the same stitch, just like I did here. And then again, you're going to repeat the same sequence, 5 double crochets, and into the next 2 double crochets into the same stitch, all the way to the end here where we're always left with the last 4 double crochets. At the end of this 4th row, you should have 102 double crochets, so I'll meet you at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 4th row. I have a total of 102 double crochets, and as always, remember we finish with these last 4 double crochets after we finish our last repeat sequence. Okay, so now for the 5th row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. The 2 chains never count as a stitch. In this row, our repeat sequence is going to consist of making 6 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the next 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So let me show you. Beginning here on top of this first double crochet, make a double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets, and into the next 2 double crochets into the same stitch, 1 and 2. And this is going to be our repeat sequence. So you're going to make 6 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the next 2 double crochets into the same stitch. You're going to do this all the way to the end. At the end of this 5th row, you should have a total of 116 double crochets. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 5th row, and I have a total of 116 double crochets. Remember that always at the end we finish with these 4 double crochets after we finish our last repeat sequence. Now for the 6th row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. These 2 chains never count as a stitch. Now in this row, we're going to make 7 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and into this next stitch we're going to make 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So let me show you. On top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet. That's 1, into the next double crochet, 1 double crochet. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets, and into the next 2 double crochets into the same stitch. And this is our repeat sequence. So once again, you're going to do 7 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and into this next stitch 2 double crochets into the same stitch. This is how you're going to continue for this 6th row. At the end of the 6th row, you're going to have a total of 130 double crochets. Continue like this. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 6th row, and I have a total of 130 double crochets. Remember that we always finish with these last 4 double crochets here at the end after we finish our last repeat sequence. Okay, so now for the 7th row, we're going to chain 2 and turn. Remember that 2 chains never count as a stitch. Now in this row, what we're going to do is we're going to make 8 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and into this next one you're going to make 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So let me show you. On top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 double crochets, and into the next 2 double crochets into the same stitch. This is going to be your repeat sequence for this 7th row. So again, you're going to make 8 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and into this next one you're going to make 2 double crochets into the same stitch. And this is how you're going to continue for this 7th row. At the end of the 7th row, you should have a total of 144 double crochets. So continue like this. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 7th row and I have a total of 144 double crochets. Remember that at the end of every row we finish with these last 4 double crochets after we finish our last repeat sequence. Now for the 8th row, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 4. Okay, the first 3 chains count as 1 double crochet and then we have a space chain. So now in this row what we're going to do is I'm going to skip this next double crochet and into the 3rd double crochet, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to make a double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1 double crochet and into the next, make a double crochet. Chain 1, skip this double crochet and into the next, double crochet. Chain 1, skip this double crochet and into the next, double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1 double crochet and into the next, double crochet. This is all we're going to do, so continue like this. I'll meet you at the end right here to show you how we're going to finish this 8th row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 8th row. Now to finish here, I did a chain 1 and then I have this next double crochet, but we want to skip this double crochet, so in this case I'm going to make my last double crochet by pinching this chain here. These are the 2 chains that I've been telling you that they don't count. In this case, this is where we're going to make our last double crochet. So just pinch the 2nd chain and make your last double crochet here at the end. And this is how I finished this 8th row with a total of 73 double crochets. I just counted my double crochets and I have 73, including these 3 chains here at the beginning. Remember, we have 3 chains and then the 4th chain is just a space chain here at the end. Okay, so now for the 9th row, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2 and turn. Okay, so now for this 9th row, what we're going to do is we're going to make 9 double crochets. So we're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and into this next space, which is a chain 1 space, you're going to make 2 double crochets into that stitch. So let me show you. Into this first double crochet, the top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet, that's 1. Inside the chain 1 space, make a double crochet, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 double crochets, and into this next space 2 double crochets into the same space here. Okay, and here's our repeat sequence. So let me show you again. We're going to make 9 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then into the next 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Let me show you again. So double crochet on top of the next double crochet, inside the chain 1 space, double crochet, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 double crochets, and into this next space 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. This is going to be a repeat sequence, so continue like this all the way to the end. I'll meet you here to show you how we're going to finish this 9th row. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 9th row. Up to here I have 154 double crochets. This is my last repeat sequence. This is where I have the 2 double crochets. Now we're going to work these stitches as follow. So on top of the next one we're going to make a double crochet, that's 155. Inside the chain 1 space, a double crochet, that's 156. On top of the next double crochet, a double crochet, 157, and into this space here, this is where we have the 4 chains. We're going to make 2 double crochets. So that's 158 and 159. Now we're going to make one more double crochet. I'm going to pinch the second chain here and make my last double crochet. So that in total I have 160 double crochets for this 9th row. So now what we're going to do into the next row, let me show you what it looks like, our yoke, before we do the next row. This is what it looks like. I'm not going to make any more rows for the yoke. That's what it looks like. In the next row, we're going to divide our sleeves. There it is. From here to here, it's measuring about 5.5 inches, which is about 14 centimeters. And now I'm going to tell you how I'm going to divide the sleeves. Okay, so like I said, at the end of this row 9, I have 160 double crochets. So what I'm going to do is, between this stitch marker and this last stitch here, I have 20 double crochets. Okay, then we're going to skip 40 double crochets. This is going to be one of the sleeves. And then between this stitch marker and the stitch marker back here, this is going to be the back part. I have 40 double crochets again. And then between this stitch marker and this next stitch marker, there's 40 double crochets. This is going to be the other sleeve. And then again, this part here is going to be the front. I have 20 double crochets. So in total, 160 double crochets. That's why I went ahead and added that extra double crochet here at the end to make it easier to divide the sleeves. Okay, so now into the next row, this is where we're going to divide our sleeves. So what we're going to do here is, first we're going to work these 20 double crochets. To do that, we're going to chain 2 and turn. On top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet. On top of the next, a double crochet, and so on. I'm just going to continue making double crochets on top of each one of these double crochets until I come here, when I'm done making my 20 double crochets. So I'll meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these 20 double crochets. Remember, I'm not counting the 2 chains here, so I have my 20 double crochets. Now we're going to chain 2, and now what we're going to do is we're going to skip these 40 double crochets and into the 41st double crochet, which is this one here. After the stitch marker, I'm going to make a double crochet. Okay, and this is how we're going to divide this sleeve. Now this is going to be the back, so for the back part I told you we need to do 40 double crochets. So here you're just going to continue making 1 double crochet on top of each one of these double crochets until you have a total of 40 double crochets. I'll meet you here to show you again how we're going to divide the next sleeve. Okay, I finished making these 40 double crochets for the back part, and now I chained 2. We're going to skip 40 double crochets, which is the next sleeve, and into the 41st double crochet, this one after the stitch marker, I'm going to make a double crochet. Okay, and this is how we're going to divide the other sleeve. Now here we're just going to finish by making these last 20 double crochets. So continue like this. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making my last 20 double crochets for this side. So we have 20 double crochets for this side, 20 double crochets for this side, and for the back we have 40 double crochets. So in total we have 80 double crochets for this 10th row. And we have 2 chains here under the sleeve. One thing before we continue. You may want to try this on before you continue to make sure that the 2 chains that I did here are enough. You can add more chains. It's not going to change anything. You may need to do a little bit of adjustments, which is okay. I may need to do a couple of adjustments myself when we work the next row. So make sure that this part here fits correctly. You can add more chains. It would be up to you. Just make sure it fits well. We also need to add a couple more rows here, so that'll give it a little bit more room. So just a little tip there to make sure that it's going to fit. Okay, so now here we're going to start counting rows. So that for this first row we're going to start using our pattern stitch. So chain 3 and turn. Here I'm going to skip 1, 2, or if you count your double crochets, it's 1, 2, 3. So into the 3rd double crochet we're going to work a fan. So double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. This is going to be our pattern, which is the same pattern I used for that white baby sweater. Okay, so now again, skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd double crochet you make your next fan. Now this is all I'm going to do. Just make these fans of 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets for this front part until I come here where I have the 2 chains. So I'll meet you around here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making 6 fans here for this side, and I still have these 2 double crochets here. I'm going to skip these 2, and inside the chain 2 space here underneath the sleeve, I'm going to make a fan. So double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, and this is how we're going to work this part here under the sleeve. Now I'm going to skip 1 double crochet, and into the next I'm going to make this fan. So double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. And now here for the back, we're going to continue with the same thing. We're going to skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd double crochet you're going to make your next fan, which is the same thing we did for the front panel. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd, make your next fan. Continue like this until you're done with this back side. I'll meet you here around here to show you how we're going to do the next sleeve and then finish this first row. Okay, I finished making these fans here for the back side. I have a total of 13 fans. So counting this first one up to this last one, I have 13 fans, and I still have these 2 double crochets. Here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go here where I have the 2 chains and make a fan, just like we did on the other side. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, and now here I'm going to skip 1 double crochet, and into the next I'm going to make a fan. So double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, so now we're just going to continue here, skip 2 and into the 3rd, make your next fan. Continue like this. I'll meet you here at the end to show you how we're going to finish this first row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this first row. Up to here I have a total of 27 fans. Now to finish here, I'm just going to skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd, which is this double crochet here at the end, you're going to make a double crochet. And this is how we finish this first row. Now for the second row, you're going to chain 3 and turn. In this row, all we're going to do is inside each one of these fans, we're going to make a fan. So let me show you. Inside this first fan, make a double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, now jump to the next fan and do the same thing. I'll meet you here to show you how we're going to work these fans under the sleeve. Okay, I finished making these 6 fans here. Now what we're going to do here underneath the sleeve here on this side and on the other side is the following. So between this fan and this fan, right in the very middle, you see these 2 spaces, we're going to work a V-stitch inside this space here and a V-stitch inside this space here on this other side, and in the middle we're going to work our fans. So let me show you. So right here, right in the middle, you're going to work a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And now here inside this chain 1 space of this fan here in the middle, you're going to do a fan. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, and now again between this fan and this fan, a V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. You're going to do this exactly the same way I just showed you on the other side, okay, like this. So V-stitch, fan, V-stitch, and now here you're just going to go inside this next fan and make your normal 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, fan. Okay, so continue like this. When you come here to the next fan here underneath the sleeve, you're going to do the exact same thing I just showed you. So a V-stitch here, a fan inside the fan, and a V-stitch here. Continue like this. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row. Up to here I have the same number of fans I did for the first row, which is 27 fans. The only difference is that we added on each side here under the sleeve, we added these 2 V-stitches. Okay, so we have 4 V-stitches total plus the 27 fans. Now to finish the second row, you're just going to pinch the second chain here at the end and make a double crochet. This is how we finish the second row. Now for the third row, you're going to chain 3 and turn. In this row, we're going to do the exact same thing we did on the second row. We're going to make a fan inside each one of these fans. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, so continue like this, making these fans. I'll meet you here to show you how we're going to work these V-stitch underneath the sleeve. Okay, I finished making these fans here. I have 6 fans here for this side, and now we have the first V-stitch. So inside the V-stitch, we're going to make a fan. So double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, now we have the next fan, this fan in the middle. You're going to do the same thing, double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, and then we have the next V-stitch. Here you're going to do the exact same thing we did on the first V-stitch. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. This is how you're going to work the other side, and then here you're just going to jump to the next fan and do your next fan. Okay, this is what we did. We have the V-stitch, so we did a fan. We have the fan in the middle, we did a fan. We have the next V-stitch, we did a fan. You're going to do this exact same thing on the other side, right here, on this other side. So inside here, you're going to make a fan on top of the fan, and a fan inside the V-stitch, and then continue and finish this row. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of the third row. Up to here I have 31 fans. Now to finish, I'm just going to pinch this second chain and make a double crochet here at the end. And this is how I finished the third row with 31 fans. Now for the fourth row, you're going to chain 3 and turn. Now the fourth row is what you're going to repeat from here on. You're just going to do fans inside each one of these fans from your previous row. So inside this first one, you're going to make 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Jump to the next fan and do the same thing. Double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, this is all you're going to do on each one of the fans until you come here to the end. At the end, you're going to pinch the second chain and make a double crochet here at the end, just like I did here, then chain 3 and turn and repeat the same row. I'm not exactly sure how many rows I'm going to do, but I'll let you know here how many. So continue like this, repeating this fourth row, and I'll meet you at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 15th row. This part here is measuring from the first row of fans up to this last row, number 15. It measures about, let's see, 10.5 inches, which is about, let's see, 25.5 centimeters. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go back this way and make single crochets. Now, in this row, before we continue, if you want to make this longer, you can. The only thing that I recommend is that you do however many rows, but you end in the same row that I'm finished here. My last row here was worked from the inside out, so this here is going to be on the wrong side, but that's how I want it. I want a row of single crochets on this side, but it's going to go on the right side. The way that you can determine the right side of your sweater is this row here where we did the half double crochets. The first row, there's a little line that you can see here. If you look at the other side, there's no line. So when you see this line here, that's your right side. Okay, so knowing that, this row that we're going to do here along the side and along the neckline and then back again on this side is going to be on the wrong side. I just basically like the way that it looks when it's worked on the wrong side. Let me show you a little sweater that I did with that effect. Here it is. This here is the wrong side. See how it looks like little beads around, whereas this here is the right side of the single crochet. Kind of looks a little boring to me, so I kind of sort of prefer this look here. Now if you want to do it the right way, where it shows the single crochet on the right side, I would go here on this other end and then start single crochets. The only difference is that when we come and do the buttonholes, you're going to work your buttonholes on this side, whereas I'm going to start this side and then go around and then do the buttonholes. So you're going to have to do some kind of adjustment. So if you want to do it exactly how I'm going to do it, so I'm going to start here on this other side. This to me is the left side, okay? So now here, to do this row of single crochets. With the same hook, I chained one here, and we have a double crochet. Inside that double crochet space, we're going to make 3 single crochets. Then we have the chain 3 space. You're going to do 2 single crochets. Then you're going to have the double crochet, so do 3 single crochets. So this is how you're going to work this part. So wherever you have a double crochet, make 3 single crochets, the 3 chains, 2 single crochets, all the way to the top here. I'll meet you here to show you how we're going to work the yoke. Okay, I'm here where we have the first row of fans. I did 3 single crochets right there, and then we have these next space here. Here I'm just going to make 1 single crochet, and then into this next double crochet here I'm going to make 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Yep, that'll work. And then here we have these chains, so we're going to work 2 single crochets, and from here on we're going to do 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 all the way to the top. Okay, that's 1 and 2. Into the next space, 1 and 2. Into the next, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, let me see if this is going to work. Yep, it's fine. Okay, so now we have this row of half double crochets. Here you're just going to make 1 single crochet, and now into this corner stitch right here, this is the first chain. This is where we started right there. So into this chain here, make 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now we have the row of chains and half double crochet. So this is where we did the half double crochet. So into that stitch right there, make 1 single crochet, and here we're going to count 3. So 1 into the next, 2 into the next, 3. Now I'm going to work a stitch reduction here along the neckline because I feel that this neckline here is a bit too wide. If you want to leave it as it is and you've tried it on your little girl and it's fine the way it is, you don't have to do these stitch reductions. It's okay. All you have to do is just go around and make 1 single crochet for each one of these stitches here. So you don't have to do this next step, but if you want to reduce it a little, this is how you're going to do it. So we did 3 single crochets. Into the next 2, insert your hook, grab a loop. Into the next, insert your hook, grab a loop, 3 loops, close. Okay, and then again we're going to work 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then again a stitch reduction. So insert your hook into the next stitch, 3 loops, close. Now this is how you're going to continue all around, so I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the other end of the collar. I did my last stitch reduction here, and then I did 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets, and this is my last one here. Into this last stitch right here, into the very corner, we're going to do 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. And now we're just going to go along the side here. This is the row of half double crochet, so we're going to make 1 single crochet there, and then we have this row here of double crochets. So here we're going to make 2 single crochets. Remember that this part we did 2 single crochets on each one of these stitches along the side. So 2, and then 2, and then 2 here. Okay, and then here we have this row of where we skipped 1 chain. Let's see how we worked it out on this other side. Okay, so here we did 2, and then here we did 2, and then here 2. Okay, and then we have this row of the first row of fans. So here these are 3 chains, so we're going to do 2. This next one is a double crochet, so here we did 3 single crochets. Okay, now this part here is the same as the other side, so we do 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay, so continue like this until you come all the way to the bottom here. I'll meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the bottom. I finished making these single crochets along the side. So now here into this last space, I did 4 single crochets. And now we have the fans. So for each one of the fans, including the chain 1 space, you're going to make 1 single crochet. So beginning into this first double crochet, I'm making a single crochet, single crochet, single crochet inside the chain 1 space, and then these 2 single crochets here. Okay, let me show you again. We have the next fan, so single crochet, single crochet inside the chain 1 space, single crochet, and then these 2 single crochets. Okay, so continue like this all the way to this other end. I will meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at this other end. This is where we started this first row. So now to finish, I'm just going to make 1 last single crochet into the space here, and then insert my hook here where I have the first single crochet and make a slip stitch. Now we're going to do 1 more row of just single crochets all around. So here to begin, you're going to chain 1 and into the same stitch I did the slip stitch, make 1 single crochet, then 1 single crochet on top of the next, single crochet on top of the next, and so on. This row is super easy. All you do is just make single crochets on each one of the single crochets from the previous row. So continue like this. When you come here to the neckline, this very last stitch here, this is where you're going to do 3 single crochets right there. This is the neckline, see? So right here you're going to do 3 single crochets and then continue along the neckline until you come to the other end. Here you're also going to do 3 single crochets and then continue along this other side. And then here on this other end, you're going to do 3 single crochets right here and then continue along the bottom until you come here to where we started. So I will meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row of single crochets all around. Now to finish, just go into the first single crochet and make a slip stitch. And this is how we finish this second row. Now we're going to make 1 more row, so we're just going to make single crochets all around. When you get here to the neckline, into this very corner stitch, you're going to make 2 single crochets here instead of the 3 that we normally make. So just make 2 and then go around the neckline. I'll meet you here on this other end to show you how we're going to make our buttonholes. But first, let me show you here. So we did the slip stitch, and now we're going to chain 1 and go back into the same stitch and make a single crochet. Single crochet into the next, single crochet and into the next, and all the way to the very top. Again, here you're going to make 2 single crochets, then go around the neckline. So I'll meet you here at this other end to show you how we're going to make our buttonholes. Okay, I'm here at the other end of the collar, here into this stitch where it's the very corner stitch. I'm going to make 2 single crochets. I already have 1. This is my second single crochet. So now here I have my first stitch marker, so I'm going to chain 2, skip 1 single crochet, and into the next make my single crochet. Now I made 2 chains here because these are the buttons that I'm going to use. They're slightly big, so I need 2 chains in order for them to fit through this buttonhole. See, if I make 1, it doesn't fit through. Now if you're using smaller buttons, you can only just chain 1 instead of 2. Okay, so now here I'm just going to continue until I come to the next stitch marker. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 single crochets. Now between each stitch marker I have 8 stitches, and the same thing for this next one. If you want to make less, you can. I just prefer to do it this way because I'm only going to do 3 buttonholes. If you want to make more, you can do however many stitches in between that you can fit until you come here to the end, but I'm only going to do 3. It's if you decide to put more, you're going to do the exact same thing. Okay, so now here we have the next stitch marker. So here I'm going to chain 2, skip this single crochet, and into the next make a single crochet. And now I'm just going to continue and make these 8 single crochets until I come to the next stitch marker. Okay, that's 8. Now chain 2 again, skip this single crochet, and into the next make a single crochet. And from here on I'm just going to make single crochets until I come here to the very corner stitch. Here I'm going to make 2 single crochets right there, and then continue along the bottom until I come here to the very end of this row right here. So continue like this. I'll meet you here at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished here this last row of single crochets all around. It's the 3rd row, and what I did here was I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and then just passed my yarn through that last loop, and this part here is done. Now I'm going to make one more row all around. This is going to be a decorative row, so I'm going to start here on this other side. Okay, so to do that, just insert your hook anywhere. I'm going to insert mine here, grab this loop, and I'm going to do this in this other color, another color. This is like a light pink. You can do yours in the same color as the sweater, but I'm just going to see how this looks with this color. So now chain 1 and into the next stitch, grab a loop and make a slip stitch. Chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch. This is all we're going to do all around. It's very simple stitch, and it looks very pretty on your finished piece. Oops. Chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch. Okay, so continue like this, and this is what it looks like. Very pretty. Continue like this all around. When you come here to the very end, this is where we have the neckline. Just go around. Don't do anything differently. Just chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch all around. I'll meet you here at this end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. All I did here was I made my last slip stitch, and then I just passed my yarn through that last loop, and now I just need to just hide my ends, and this part here is done, and this is what it looks like. I've also added my buttons, and there it is. That's what they look like. Many of you lately have asked me how I add my buttons. All I do is I choose the stitch where the button is going to go, and then I tie them. So I just pass my yarn through each one of the little holes, and then pass one of the yarns through one side here, and then the other one here, and then I just tie it in the back, and then just hide my ends. And that's what it looks like. Very easy way. I know it's a bit hard to sew with yarn, so that's how I do mine, and hopefully it'll work for you all. Okay, so now here, what we're going to do is we're going to make our first sleeve here. So we're going to go under the sleeve here. We have the fan here. Insert your hook right in the very middle, grab a loop, bring it through the front, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going to work a stitch reduction. So move these 2 double crochets here to the side, yarn over, insert your hook, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, yarn over, and then we have these double crochets. This is the row where we divided the sleeve, so insert your hook here, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops, close. We just did a stitch reduction. This is going to count as 1 double crochet. And now we're going to go to the first double crochet, this one here, and we're going to make a fan. So make 2 double crochets, 1, 2, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, then skip 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th double crochet, make your next fan. Okay, this is all we're going to do all around. We're going to skip 3 double crochets, and into the 4th double crochet, make your fan. So continue like this all around. I'll meet you here right before we finish to show you how we're going to finish this first row. Okay, I'm here on this other side of the sleeve. Up to here I have 11 fans. Now my last fan, I did it where I have the double crochet here, this double crochet. It's okay, I still skipped my 1, 2, 3 and into the 4th double crochet and made my fan. On the other side we started on the first double crochet for the sleeves. In this case we ended here where there's already a double crochet. So now to finish here, what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, insert our hook here where we have this double crochet that's right across, and take 2 loops off. Yarn over again and insert your hook into the space here. Take 2 loops off, 3 loops, close. Now to finish, just go here where we have the 3 chains and make a slip stitch. And this is how we finish this first row. So we have a total of 11 fans, and then we have the 2 stitch reductions here on the side, which I just did them so that there is no gap here in between. Okay, now for the second row, we're going to chain 3 and turn. Now in this row, we're going to work fan reduction. So we're going to reduce this first one and this last one. So inside this first fan, we're just going to make a double crochet. Then jump to the next fan and then make your first fan here. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, now continue around just making fans until you come here to the last one. I'll meet you here to show you how we're going to finish the second row. Okay, I'm here at the end of the second row. Up to here I have 9 fans and I still have this last one. Inside this last one, all we're going to do is just make 1 double crochet. And now to finish this row, just go here where we have the chain 3 and make a slip stitch. And this is how we finish the second row, now with a total of 9 fans all around. Now for the third row, we're going to chain 3 and turn. I'm not going to make any more reductions, but if you want to make more reductions, you're going to do them just like we did here, where we do a double crochet on top of the fans that you're going to reduce. Okay, so here for the third row, it's going to be super easy because all we do is fans inside each one of the fans. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Continue like this all around. I'll meet you here at the end to show you how we're going to finish this third row. Okay, I'm here at the end. I have 9 fans up to here, so from here on you're always going to be left with 9 fans on each row. Now to finish, you're just going to go here where we have the 3 chains and make a slip stitch. This is how we're going to finish each row, and to begin each row you're going to chain 3 and turn. Okay, now for the fourth row you're just going to repeat the exact same thing we did on the third row, which is just make fans inside each one of the fans. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Then you're going to jump to the next fan and do the same thing. To finish, you're just going to make your last fan here, then join here to the beginning with a slip stitch, chain 3 and turn, and repeat the same row. I'm not exactly sure how many rows I'm going to do, but I'll meet you at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 14th row. So in total, I did 14 rows of fans. Now to finish this 14th row, just go here where we have the 3 chains and make a slip stitch. And this is how I finished the 14th row with a total of 9 fans all around. Okay, so now for the 15th row, we're going to turn. We're not going to chain or anything, we're just going to turn. And what we're going to do here is we're going to make 3 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. Let me show you. On top of the first double crochet, a slip stitch. On top of the second double crochet, a slip stitch. Inside the chain 1 space, a slip stitch. Now chain 3. Inside the same stitch here, make 2 more double crochets. Including the 3 chains, I now have 3 double crochets. Okay, now jump to the next fan and do the same thing. So in this row, all we're going to do is this, 3 double crochets, just like this, inside each one of the fans from your previous row. So continue like this all around. I'll meet you here at the end to show you how we're going to finish this 15th row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 15th row. To finish, just go here between the double crochet and the 3 chains and make a slip stitch. And this is how we finish this row. Now for the 16th row, you're going to chain 1 and turn. In this row, all we're going to do is single crochets all around. So on top of each one of these double crochets, you're going to make a single crochet, just like this all around. Okay, so continue like this. I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 16th row. Now to finish, just insert your hook here where we did the chain and make a slip stitch. And this is how we finish this 16th row. Now for row 17, chain 1 and into the same stitch we did the slip stitch, make a single crochet. Now in this row we're going to make some reductions. So first we're going to work 6 single crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into these next 2 stitches we're going to work a stitch reduction. So to do that, insert your hook, grab a loop, insert your hook into the next, grab a loop, 3 loops, close. Okay, now again make 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into these next stitches make a stitch reduction. So insert your hook, grab a loop, insert your hook into the next, grab a loop, 3 loops, close. And now continue like this, making 6 single crochets and into the next 2 stitches a stitch reduction until you come here to the end. I'll meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this row. Now to finish, just go into the first single crochet and make a slip stitch. And this is how we finish the 17th row. Now for the next row, we're going to chain 1 and into the same stitch here, make 1 single crochet. Now in this row, all we're going to do is single crochets all around. We're not going to make any more reductions. Now if you want to make more reductions so that this part here is a bit more closed, you can do the same thing we just did on the previous row, but I'm not going to do any more reductions, so I'm just going to make this last row of single crochets all around. Okay, so continue like this. I'll meet you at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this last row of single crochets. Now to finish, just go here where we have the first single crochet. I've already cut my yarn, passed this yarn through this loop here, and this part here is done. Okay, and this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to make one more row just like this around with the same color. So to do that, we're just going to work this row from the outside in. So beginning here, insert your hook here or anywhere, doesn't matter. Just grab this loop, bring it through the front and chain 1. Okay, now into this next stitch, make a slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1. This is all we're going to do all around, so continue like this. I'll meet you here at the end to show you our finished sleeve. Okay, I'm here at the end. All I did here to finish this row is make my last slip stitch here into the same stitch we did our first chain, and then I just passed my yarn through that last loop and this part here is done. All I have to do is just hide my ends, and this is what our finished sleeve looks like. So let me measure it for you. It measures from the first row of single crochets, from this first row of fans, it measures 11 inches, which is about, let's see, 28 centimeters. Okay, so this part here is done. Okay, so now you're going to do the exact same thing for this other side. I've already done mine. This is what it looks like. It's exactly the same way, so be sure to do that on your own. I'm not going to show you how to do it because it's the exact same thing. Okay, so here's my finished jacket. It's all done. I tried it on my niece who's 4.5 years old, and it fits perfect for her. It's a bit loose and a bit long, but it still looks pretty good on her. So I'd say that this little jacket is for little girls between 4.5 up to 6 years old. One more thing, you can also put a ribbon around here if you like, or even put a ribbon on this row here, and you can go all around the back as well, and then just tie it here in the front, and that'll help it tighten it a little so that it's not too loose. Okay, at the end of this video I'm going to leave you a couple of pictures since I know it's a bit hard for me to show you the whole thing here in the camera, but this is what it looks like. Okay, so this has been today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. Until next time.